Hey everyone, we'll be starting in a moment. I am just getting everything set up. Okay, up on there. Here. Connection is good. Voice is being picked up. We're good to go. So, hello. Hi. Welcome everyone to another stream. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. Mum was okay. I always wish I could sleep better, but you know how it is. Anyway, welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney Investigations. Today we are continuing with the second game, where last time we had managed to finally get the old guy from the embassy. He kept being like, "No, you can't capture me. I'm wiggly. Look at me wiggle." And then we found him. He was like, "No, I'm old now." You know. And then he got taken away, ready to go for prison. Forever or whatever. That rhymed. And then we started the second game where an assassination attempt was attempted on the leader of Zhengfa, whether it's the president, prime minister, I can't remember. It was a while ago now. He was shot at twice. One of them took out a balloon. One of them may have hit him. We don't know because we can't speak to him at the moment. And we are currently questioning people. We have found someone, though, that was in one of the previous games. The Shelly the Killer, with the zip line across his middle of his face. Which is interesting, but he has an injured arm. We're unsure if he actually took part in the assassination, but we shall probably find out. Other than that, we got a new reporter lady who's pretty much discount Lotta, where she's not nearly as overbearing. And we've also got new chess mechanics, which is interesting. But other than that, I think that's everything. So, without further ado, let's get straight to it. Game. I'm hoping to get as much as we can done today, so we can probably start the next case, either next time or in the middle of this one. Who knows? I had porridge for the first time in years, and it was very wet. Ooh, that's a cool background. Edgeworth is ready. Let me make sure it's all good. Show up on there. Sounds being picked up. Everything's good. Chat is still there, which is nice. I think we're good to go. Yeah. Let's do this. Continue. Yes. Doe's deposition. And he said disposition, which is a different thing. BSC, he's back, guys. I can't remember the voice again. I can understand why whoever wore the raincoat would be of interest to you. But you have no proof that this person is injured as you claim. I just need to read this to remind myself. My left arm may be injured, but I can still use my right. When it started raining, I simply opened my umbrella and no raincoat required. And he lost his umbrella to the crowd, huh? Is it just one of those things? I suppose you are going to tell me this wound reopening is just one of those things too. It kinda is, though. The assassin's left arm is injured. As is Mr. Doe's. Why is it even bleeding as we speak? Right, that is pretty suspicious. And nonetheless, we need to find something concrete that will link Mr. Doe to the crime. I should press the right bumper to open my organizer and look over all the evidence again. The plus... I think the place I checked case length is gone. Oh, okay. I had to, like, register what that meant.
Hold it!
So you admit that whoever wore the raincoat is a person of interest? I know they are. I was able to follow most of your investigations from the spectator area. One never thinks one could get caught up in such an awful thing as an assassination.
Hold it!
So you'd like to see some proof that the owner of the raincoat has an injury? I would certainly expect such a renowned prosecutor to have some. I still don't understand how you know who I am. Oh, it's just words. You're famous. He probably read about you in the newspaper. I have also been observing you in your work, lest you forget. I don't believe a word he says. If I can prove he's lying, we'd be one step closer to apprehending our shooter. Hey, Matt the Shirt, welcome. Okay, you want proof? Where is... There it is.
Objection!
You want proof? I'll give you proof. You seem to be a careful man, Mr. Doe. But not quite careful enough. After all, you left something behind. Something of vital importance. I'm afraid you must have me confused with somebody else. The coat does not belong to me. Or, do you claim to have some kind of proof to support your accusation? This pursuit music is different to the first one. I actually prefer the first one so far. Your arm isn't troubling you too much, I hope. Your wound seems to be bleeding again. I'll survive, although I can't pretend it's not something of an inconvenience. You have my deepest sympathies, because if it wasn't bleeding quite so badly, you could have perhaps made a clean getaway. What exactly are you insinuating? As we have already established, whoever wore the raincoat is injured. And now I can prove that person was you. With this decisive piece of evidence. Ice cream is sweating. Ooh, it's got sax? Okay. You see, Mr. Doe, there is a small amount of blood on the inside of this raincoat. Blood that belongs to our assassin. No, the ice cream. Whee! Attempted murder of a foreign leader, causing a diplomatic incident. They'll throw the book at you. You can give us the silent treatment all you like, but we don't need you to talk. A simple blood test will give us the answer we require. All it takes is for us to compare the blood on your bandages with that on the coat, and that will be that. We have the evidence. Why don't you make it easier on all of us and come clean? Admit that you were the one who attempted to assassinate the president of Zingfa. I am not your assassin. You're stubborn, I'll give you that. But if this were a game of chess, you would already be in checkmate. Now do the honorable thing and admit defeat. I wouldn't say it's a red mole, I would say it's a monocle. He doesn't look like a man with no moves left to play. Very well, you have me. I'll admit I was wearing the raincoat. He confessed! Say the word and I'll set the cuffs on him right now. But I did not shoot at the president. What? Mr. Edgeworth, the only thing you have proven is that I was wearing a particular raincoat. And as far as I'm aware, that is not a crime. Doe's Deception Part 2. I am no assassin. I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. It was a surprise as anyone when his bodyguards sprang into action and the shots rang out. That's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives. Now, are you finally satisfied that I am telling the truth? As if your story stinks! Just like you! You don't scare me. The evidence is on our side, you know. Look, it's right there, plain as day. The assassin, and they were wearing a red raincoat. Intriguing, but that is not me. Oh, come on. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, do you really think I was the only one in the entire park wearing a red raincoat today? I do, actually. But then why? Why does he seem so sure of himself? 'Cause he's a red herring, maybe.
Hold it!
A simple ice cream seller, but a knowledgeable one, I presume. Or I assume. On the subject of ice cream, at least. But of course, ask me anything you wish. How do you make ice cream? I don't know the first thing about ice cream. You know what the, most important thing about making ice cream is, of course. Mr. Edgeworth. Why, the most important thing about making ice cream is to approach it with a virtuous heart. What? You've got to believe in the heart of the ice cream. And what does the virtue have to do with anything? Without proper reverence for the craft, I'm afraid all you'll ever make are sweetened crystals of ice. There, I hope you now see. I am nothing more than an ice cream seller.
Hold it!
Why a raincoat? Why were you not using an umbrella? Is that so strange? It was a rainy morning. Most people are wearing a jacket of some kind. Well, I'd say it's a pretty strange choice, considering you couldn't get one of your arms into it. Better than have one of my hands occupied by an umbrella. I had an ice cream to serve, after all. And then why go to such lengths to avoid testifying to that effect in the first place? Forgive me, I simply hadn't remembered until now. It's been an eventful day, after all. Eventful? Well, I hardly know what else to call it, Mr. Edgeworth. The president of Zengfa was shot. I was surprised, as anyone.
Hold it!
So you saw the bodyguards move before you heard the gunshots? Yes, if I recall correctly, they moved first. At least, the one on the left did. You're rather observant, Mr. Doe. I am blessed with keen eyes, even though they're permanently closed. The names of the bodyguards were written on the top left of the security plan, and the one on the left was Rook. That's correct. Bastian Rook, I believe. I expect he noticed the light from a laser sight. The man is no amateur. Mr. Doe knows a little too much about the business of being a bodyguard for my liking. I'd say our friend here is no amateur either. I'd like you to append what you just said to your testimony if you don't mind. As you wish. Rook repositioned in light of Knight's injury. The bodyguard on the left was especially quick. Ethan Rook in the fan translation and Victor Rook in the Let's Translate. Okay. Knight to immediately escort President to the plane in case of emergency. Rook repositioned in light of Knight's injury. Okay. Let me push him on this first.
Hold it!
So the bodyguard on the left was the first to move. By the smallest fraction, yes. He reacted admirably swiftly. His name was Bastian Rook, did you say? It appears you have assessed the situation quite astutely. No more so than anybody else, I'm sure. He's good. He didn't even flinch.
Hold it!
So you yourself didn't start running and screaming? I was hardly in a position to. Oh yeah? And what position were you in? One of extreme pain. Somebody bumped right into my wounded arm. Hard. It was excruciating. I thought my eyes would pop out of my head. Yeah? Well, they clearly didn't. Great job, Kay. You're getting him for sure. Of course they didn't, Kay. In any event, the shooter was wearing a red raincoat. We have photographic proof of that, and yet... Mr. John Doe here swears it wasn't him. The guy's lying through his teeth, I tell you. No one gets away with disrespecting Mr. Edgeworth, pal. Not on my watch. Calm down, detective. We'll get the truth out of him by watching him in a lie. Or catching him, too. Yeah, so let's keep at him. He'll let something slip soon enough. So it's got to be on... this one. Is there any mention of him being injured? Nothing here about which side the people are on. This is that. Let's just do this. Okay, I guess that was it. As I suspected, you're more than what you claim to be, Mr. Doe. You overestimate me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, then tell me how a simple ice cream seller knows one of the presidential bodyguard's names. What? You jest, surely. You were the one who spoke their names aloud. Rook and Knight, was it? We only know those names thanks to the security plan. But look closely, only their surnames appear. Yet, we all clearly heard you say the name Bastion Rook. How did you come to possess such information? Information we ourselves didn't have. Seems pretty darn suspicious to me. Well, how did you know? Explain yourself. It was merely a slip of the tongue. Another lie! He is the assassin, just like we said! Come now, miss. It's a little soon to be jumping to conclusions. The angry! Ice cream's angry! I did know their names, yes, as the reason for that is... Well... I know Mr. Rook. He and I are acquainted. What? We have something of a connection. And his is a name I could never forget. It was stupid, pal. Stop lying. I am not lying. I am, as I have always been, a simple ice cream seller. I just do some murder on the side. And an acquaintance of Bastion Rook. Yes. And I suppose Mr. Rook will confirm that. It should be easy enough for him to remember his good friend, the slippery ice cream seller, correct? Please, you are more than welcome to ask him, although I think that might be difficult right now. I would imagine he's rather busy ensuring the president's safety. But suppose you were able to speak with him, and he does deny that he and I are acquainted. How will that help you prove I was the shooter? If you weren't the shooter, why take off your raincoat? Because it was no longer raining. In fact, I had grown quite warm. Far better to let my wound breathe, no? Or would you rather I had let it fester? Is he actually going to worm his way out of this? What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Hurry up and arrest the man. He's clearly guilty. If I were you, he'd be in jail already. You might be willing to arrest a man without sufficient proof, but I am not. No, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. There's got to be something you can do. I've already forgotten the voice I gave you. Shocking scenes here. The culprit seems all that certain to escape it It seems the court of public opinion has spoken. Very well. As I will clearly be viewed with suspicion no matter what I say, I might as well share what I know. What you know? What's his angle here? I saw them. I saw another person with a red hood. What? Are you kidding? It's the person you claim you've captured in your photograph. I first noticed them just before the president's speech began. It was still raining then. Their outfit was the same color as my own, which is what drew my attention, as did the laser beam that was aimed directly at the president's head. He's claiming there was another red-hooded person? Preposterous! I knew that if anyone saw me dressed similarly to the individual, I could fall under suspicion myself, and so naturally I removed my raincoat.
Objection!
So not only did you see the assassin, but they were wearing the exact same thing as you? How very convenient. I had thought you might find it far-fetched, hence my not mentioning it until now. I know you law enforcement people are very skeptical types. You would never have believed me. Especially not if I said that the shooter was standing right next to a certain prosecutor. Well, I know you don't mean me. I wasn't even summoned until after the shooting. No, not you, Mr. Edgeworth. Your colleague over there. Ah? Me? Yes, the photograph will prove it, I am sure. You see, right there in front of the person with the red hood.
That's me, yes, but I what exactly are we saying?
What's his endgame here? As I mentioned, I have been following your investigation with some interest, Mr. Edgeworth. And while pondering the details, I noticed something strange. Strange? What exactly? Come now, a man of your talent should be more than capable of spotting a contradiction such as this. I'm afraid I don't follow. The picture shows the chief prosecutor, Mr. Payne, and the shooter. But there's nothing weird about that, is there? Think carefully. The picture was taken right in the middle of the president's speech. One of the other pieces of evidence you've gathered is inconsistent with what we see here. What is Mr. Doe talking about? Which piece of evidence is inconsistent with what's in the picture?
Yo, bang bang.
Whee! Suddenly a testificate, what? Well, it can't be this because he wouldn't know about this conversation. The original name of the Minecraft village. Oh, okay.
Ha.
I mean, if the guy was there, wouldn't he have heard the gun go off right next to him? The poor samurai.
Take that!
If I'm honest, I'm not entirely sure why, but I think the complete piece of evidence is this. Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you really want to go around presenting stuff, even if you're not sure? I don't know if that's such a good idea, sir. Fine. I withdraw the evidence. I think it's a little too late for that, don't you? No, my health! It's never too late. The president is in the middle of his speech here. I need to think carefully about this moment in time.
Take that!
Of course. The tape. It contradicts the photograph. Ah, so you've noticed at last. What's going on about Mr. Edgeworth? Am I going to have to shank him? Someone's missing. Someone who should be here. But who? Who indeed? The person who is missing from this photograph is...
Take that!
Huh? Miss Lloyd? How'd you figure that? Mr. Payne's voice can clearly be heard on Mrs. Lloyd's tape, considering that he was conducting a private conversation with Chief Prosecutor.
Oh, there was these two guys standing right in front of me. They were whispering away to each other the whole darn time.
She must have been very close indeed to capture it on tape. You're right, but she's not in the picture. Precisely. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you still believe that you have been hounding the right person? Miss Lloyd, would you mind answering a few questions? Well, y'all are fixing me to put me under the microscope now? Again? Alright, sure, knock yourselves out. I got nothing to hide. We're back with you. I knew you were strange. It ain't like I was standing still the whole time. Nah, I was running all over, roving reporter style. And that was a big old crowd. Guess the picture must have taken while I was in one spot and the tapes from when I was in another. So quick give me the evil eye. Ain't nothing but a misunderstanding. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. There's no doubt about the voices on the tape. But that was Miss Payne. That was Mr. Payne and the Chief Prosecutor. I am certain of it. Tabby wouldn't lie to us. I know she wouldn't. You just met her. You've spoken to her like twice. I'm the one that's spoken to her the most. But if she did, that would mean... Oh, she's up her... Will you quit messing with me as if I could have done a thing like that? Little old me. I might be inclined to believe you if your testimony didn't contain a glaring inconsistency. It does? I thought it was pretty good. Seems I have no choice but to represent her with the evidence and expose the contradiction.
Hold it!
Why would you be moving around if your main aim was to record the president's speech? What now? How do you mean? Hey, Swordmaster, welcome. Surely the speech would have been best recorded from a single consistent position. Well, see, that is, oh yeah, ambience. Ambiance. The word I was looking for. Gotta capture the ambience. Can't put that electric atmosphere down in print if I don't have a bunch of tape of it. For inspiration. Surely all you achieved was to fill the tape with unwanted background noise. Y'all are questioning my methods now? I don't do standing still, alright? You were running all over. Where exactly? Here, there, everywhere, I guess. What? Y'all don't know what all over means? I think I remember exactly where I was and went in the crowd like that. What do y'all want from me? I'd like you to at least tell us whether you were to the left or right on the stage. Left? Yeah, left, I think. The suspect in the picture was on the left-hand side too. Coincidence? I think not.
Hold it!
So the fact that you are not in the picture is to be expected. Is that what you're trying to tell us? Sure is. I caught your pals, the prosecutors, and tape while I was on one part of the crowd. And then that picture was snapped while I was off with someplace else. Look at it that way, and it all makes perfect sense. Your assertion, then, is that the picture you're recording were taken at different points in the speech. Yep, time's everything. You'll learn that soon enough in this line of work. So, if I can prove that the two things did happen at the same time, her entire defense will come tumbling down.
Hold it!
She was having a slow day, so she shot him for a story. I wouldn't put it past her. Evil Eye, are you suggesting that I might be attempting to intimidate a witness? No, I'm just suggesting you lighten up a little. Frown that way too long, and it'll stick. Ain't nothing so bad that a little smile can't make better. What you say, Ruffles? I am investigating the shooting of a president, Miss Lloyd. A smile is hardly likely to help with that. So proclaimed the prosecutor, all the while beaming from ear to ear. Paragraph ends. Perhaps what I thought to do is employ even more evil eye on her next time. I just can't get a read on her. But I don't feel like she's hiding anything super bad either. I agree that she doesn't seem to be ill-intentioned, but who knows if that means something much worse is lying just underneath. Regardless, we must put aside our immediate impressions. Her actions are on the record, and I have proof that contradicts her testimony. Running Reuben Porter. Guess that picture must have been taken while I was in one spot and the tapes from when I was in another. We have another look at this tape. The president passionately addresses the crowd as if trying to shake off the reports of his declining popularity by sheer force of will. The meeting is scheduled for just after the speech, blah blah blah. The president thrusts his fist into the air in the excitement and reaches fever pitch. We shall crush the wicked from the righteous hammer of justice. Is there... Let's cover from Lakeside now. Eyes on this area. If we had like a copy of his speech, we might be able to find out, but... I'll do that one for now. Miss Lloyd, it's imperative for a reporter not to lie, wouldn't you say? You're dang right it is, and I don't lie! And yet, the photograph and the recording were definitely taken at the same time. What? You can prove that? Oh, but I can. The evidence is right here in these pictures. This one in particular shows something that lines up precisely with when you were making your recording. What part of the picture indicates that must have been taken at the same time as Mr. Lloyd's recording?
Take that!
The guy has his arm up. See here? The president has his fist raised. Ian, what about it? Would you be so kind as to play us the tape again? It ain't that simple. What if I were to tell you that you don't have a choice? You don't make it easy, do you, Ruffles? Remember, we are concerned with the moment the president raised his fist. No criminal organization above
How big is above the law?
The president thrust his fist into the air as the excitement reaches a fever pitch.
There, that's the moment right there.
Correct. We've now confirmed when it occurred in the recording. Which means Tabby should have been in the picture too. And she is, right there for all to see. For Miss Lloyd is in fact the person with the red hood.
What? So you're the shooter, huh?
We're just throwing accusations left and right. No, I don't even know what a jacket like that. That's right. From everything we know, the owner of the red raincoat is... neither of them. The jacket belongs to neither of them.
It doesn't? Who does it belong to, sir?
You haven't worked it out? Who else could it belong to, do you think?
That makes me, sir. Who?
Can I get back to you on that? My. Remind me how long you have been working as a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth.
That's a burn!
But yeah, it's probably just going to be Lloyd, what's his name? Joe, whatever his name is, John? Doe. And everything I've learned about the raincoat, too. We already have proven that the raincoat belongs to Mr. Doe. You, Miss Lloyd, were wearing something else. Something that also happened to have a red hood.
Oh, so where? Do people with red hoods all along?
Indeed. Mr. Doe's last statement was true. Wait, but we only found one raincoat. Where's the other one? Our ice cream seller never mentioned a raincoat, only a red hood. So tell us about your jacket again, Miss Lloyd. Huh? This old thing? Well, the best thing about it, like I said, is that you get mud and such on it. It's reversible, see? So you just turn it inside out. Just as I thought. The inside of a hood, it's red. That picture does not tell us anything. That's right, and when the incident occurred, that's the side of the hood that was visible.
What's going on here? Are you really up to her, pal?
Oh, wait, I never even worn it that way around. Perhaps if you would allow us to examine it, we could confirm that for ourselves. And y'all are going to confirm that how exactly? It was raining up until the president's speech, correct? That much has been established already. And as yourself said...
Heck, I don't use it either. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, it's my trusty parker every time.
If you have reversed your parka since the rain, then the inside should be dry. Wait a sec now. I got this old backpack on, see? So I can't take off my jacket. Yeah. Maybe I could show y'all another time.
I think an excuse that weekend's gonna wash with Mr. Edgeworth. What are we waiting for? If you're innocent, take it off and show us.
Shepardimus called the reversible jacket last stream too. Yes, I did. I call everything, for I am the foreseer. It wasn't me, I swear. I never shot the dang president. I could never. If that's true, Miss Lloyd, then your best option is to cooperate and tell us the truth. Is there a particular reason why you chose to wear a parka with a red hood here today? Do you have an ulterior motive for wearing a jacket? I'm sorry, Ruffles. There's something I never told you. Something I could. But I'll come clean, I promise. Just go easy now, you hear? Who said that? This is like the last case again from the first game where everyone just shows up out of nowhere. Hold your horses, it's a little too soon for the end game. Oh, hi, Mr. Horseman.
That goes for you too, Mr. Prosecutor. You lost one of the moment you made your opening move.
That's one of the men from Kay's photograph.
Guess I'd better introduce myself.
Oh god, he's Ocelot.
The name's Bronco Knight. I'm the president's bodyguard. I'm second in command of the security detail.
I don't know why I'm making him wrestler, but here we are.
Eat. I put that someplace somewhere else, pal. What the heck's wrong with you? Sorry, can't help myself. It's just too much being this good.
You're not a member of the law enforcement, so how did you get a gun?
Dude, I'm a prosecutor. I'm a bodyguard.
This old girl's
On loan from Zhengfa, temporarily issued to us presidential bodyguards. Anyway, never mind that. You got 2 dead bits of information new for you. You want it good or bad first? Choice is yours.
I'm indifferent, whichever you prefer.
Really? You're gonna give it the first move advantage just like that? Whatever, you lost. Or your loss.
What the hell is he doing with his hand? Is he trying to be a horse with that?
Guess I'll just push out the force porn then.
So you play a little chess, I take it.
Fellow fan, are you Mr. Red Suit?
The name's Edgeworth, and you could say I'm Dabble.
Duly noted, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, we'll start with the good news. The president's okay. Didn't so much as a scratch. He didn't? Oh, that's a relief.
Particularly for the young lady there. That means there's no longer a murder charge on the table. That is good news, eh, Tubby? Yeah, because I'd never...
And now for the bad news.
Yes, more chess.
The only reason the president's alive is because we bodyguards did our job.
The guy was being laser pointed right in his face. That protected nothing with your suitcases.
One of us did anyhow. Our boss. Put himself in the line of fire.
You're referring to your colleague, Mr. Rook.
Yeah, it's game over for him. No way!
Rook is dead. A genuine loss. Oh. So, you're saying that, Tabby?
Yeah, your friend here killed my colleague, my brother-in-arms.
Oh, heck no! I didn't do it! I didn't kill anybody! I could never!
I'd shut your mouth if I were you, murderer. Sure, we did what we had to do, sacrifice one of our pieces to protect the king. But to lose someone like him during a castling is a real shame.
That's a move in chess, by the way, where you exchange the rook... No, you exchange the castle and the rook with the king or something, if I remember correctly. Like, you swap them around.
Castling? What does that even mean?
It's a chess term. Very simplistically speaking, it's a move where a rook switches places with the king. That's what I meant. Yeah. Love how the gun sprite literally appears on her face.
Why did he just say so?
Mr. Knight, was it?
Yeah? What?
We'll need to see the victim's body just right away. And if possible, I'd like to ask the president a few questions.
Sorry, no can do.
And why not?
Well, that's the third piece of news, and it's the piece you're gonna like the least.
I thought you said there were only 2.
The National Police Force of Zhengfa will be handling things from here.
What?
You better be kidding, pal.
This investigation was assigned to us. We're not about to hand it over.
You're the Edgeworth, right? The one who solved the Adagasu case? The president mentioned you.
I am honored to have warranted his attention.
Makes sense that the chief prosecutor assigned this one to you.
Wait, did the chief assign me to appease the president?
But that was a mistake. A big one. He should have given the case to somebody with a spine. You're free to take it up with the President Wang. If you're enjoying diplomatic incidents, that is. You're coming with me. Look at you just down on the presidential plane.
No. I did nothing, I swear.
We could do this the hard way if you like, but in Zhengfa, justice is served one way or another.
Ruffles, come on, you gotta help me out of here, please. Miss Lloyd. She was the one in the red hood. There's no denying that now. But I can't help but feel that we still don't know the whole truth behind the case. I'm innocent, you gotta believe me. Can I really let this happen? Is this really how it ends? Yes. The look in her eyes, the crack in her voice as she begs me to help her. This is no act by a criminal. She's genuinely scared. And criminals can't act genuinely scared either? Okay. Presumptuous, aren't we? And if I let him take her, we'll never know what really happened. Objection? What? Huh? Oh, what the? Get your filthy hands off me! Quiet now, is that really any way to greet me? Your neck has barely begun to heal and you've already forgotten who I am. I'm disappointed.
Shelly's in the way! It's you!
So you do remember.
What do you think you're doing, pal? Put that knife down and give it up! You got some nerve pulling a stunt like this in front of a bunch of police officers? Don't even think about it. You won't stand a chance against this guy.
Who are you really, Mr. Doe? Let's just say that I'm no simple ice cream seller. I do sell ice cream, but only after a case.
Guy's a pro, a hitman. His name's Shelly the Killer.
The Killer? There's not a legal professional in the country who doesn't know that name. An assassin capable of taking down any target, any place, any time. This isn't the first time our paths have crossed. It's been too long, Mr. Edgeworth. But of course, this is the first time we've met face to face. Sort of. Oh, excuse me. You're the assassin we've been looking for? In a sense, yes. A certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract. And that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang. I swear I've seen his picture in one of my old case files before, but... how could I have been so careless? My bandage proved useful bringing a knife into the park undetected. But I miscalculated in certain other regards. He didn't bring a gun. Now, shall we play a little game, Mr. Knight? I know how fond you are of such diversions. The stakes must be high in order for it to be fun, of course. Shall we wager, say, your life?
What do you mean? What do you want from me?
I would like for you to allow Mr. Edwards to remain in charge of the case.
He what? What are you up to, Shelly the Killer?
I would simply like our mutual friend to see things through to their conclusion. Huh? But why? Bastian Rook was a man of great skill, one with whom I felt a certain connection. It is only right that the truth behind his death be brought to light. With Mr. Rook's departure, the case is now yours to investigate, is it not, Mr. Knight? I am simply asking you to transfer that authority to Mr. Edgeworth. It is not something worth losing your life over, surely.
You're just using the investigation as an excuse to get close to the president.
Am I really? I suppose it's true that in order for the investigation to proceed, we will need to enter the presidential plane.
You think I'm gonna let you near him? I'm his chief bodyguard.
Are you? And here I thought you were only second in command.
Rook's not around. That means I'm number one. Always number one.
I wonder if you have what it takes to step into such capable shoes.
You? Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me.
If that is indeed the case, then I would ask that you make a choice worthy of a leader. He was a fake butler and he didn't realize it until he escaped, yeah. And this guy is the killer, even though no one realizes until it was proven. Will you kneel as you throw away your life, or will you allow the investigation to continue? Is he really doing this to gain access to the president? Does he even need to? What is he plotting? He could just blow up the plane, you know. This just seems like a weird, overdue. The killer or the killer? Yes. You have no objections, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth. Come, let us continue the investigation. What do we do, sir? Oh, this is Gumshoe, not Kay, because Kay reacted, so I was like,
Oh, what do we do, sir?
it would seem we have little choice but to do as we're told. That said, listen, detective, and listen well. So the killer was the killer?
No. The killer was the killer, and the killer was also a killer, but not the killer. You know? Could I explain it more?
I'll buy us some time as I investigate. Meanwhile, you gather the other officers. Have them surround the plane and make absolutely certain that there is no way he can escape.
Oh, yes, sir, you got it.
To be continued now? A new development. It's not even been an hour yet. With the death of Bastion Rook and the revelation that Shelly the killer was in our midst, the case had taken a turn we could never have predicted. Mr. Knight ordered that the door to the presidential plane be opened, and the emergency personnel attending to Mr. Rook's body were asked to leave. With the scene cleared, we stepped cautiously aboard. Do they have a hazmat suit? What is with that weird horse there? And they have a bird. That doesn't look real. Also, the bulletproof vest has a bullet hole in the lower left side of the abdomen, but Rook has one in his upper left. You know, where his lungs are. 4:14 p.m. Zhengfa presidential plane. No president in sight. Now where could he be?
Who knows?
Secret underground floor. Ah, so he's hiding behind the bulkhead door over there, is he? As courageous in the face of danger as ever.
Sorry to disappoint you, but did you seriously expect him to be standing here waiting to meet his assassin?
As we have already established, my interest lies only in the successful conclusion of this investigation. And now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would be so kind as to examine the body. All right. My only option right now is to play along. The rest is up to you, Detective Gumshoe. So the attempted assassination of the president has become the murder of a bodyguard. It looked like you could use a little help here, Mr. Edgeworth. Not that I need it, but yes.
That's what I thought. Then there's nothing else for it. K. Faraday, great thief extraordinaire. We'll just have to take it from here.
Oh, really? You mean you're going to solve the case for me?
Nope.
I thought not. But I will provide vital evidence or assistance.
Now let's get to scouring the crime scene from top to bottom. By scouring, she's going to steal everything.
It clearly said 4:15. That's what I said. 4:15. It'll take Detective Gumshoe a while to assemble our backup, so I will need to draw this part of the investigation out for as long as possible. Or we couldn't. Someone has left an inflatable boat and an oar here. Probably so it was ready to go at any time. Wait, but there's only one oar. You can still row with one oar, you know. Why are the gas masks out? 2 gas masks, in case of poison gas attacks, I suppose. The president clearly seems to think he's at risk of assassination at all times.
Wow, gas masks.
I've never seen one before. I've heard plenty about them, of course. Oh, from a fellow thief, I assume. No, from the Jammin' Ninja. You know, my favorite kid show. Princess Murasaki was getting married and the toxic ninja Wolfbane showed up to slay down some sick birds. And time to tune out. Might save myself a brain cell or two. He really does not like it. There's a wide selection of protective equipment here. Bulletproof vests, hazmat gear.
No way, there's even a spacesuit. Why?
I get the sense the president thinks he's very much in need of protection at all costs. But what if he was in a gunfight and there was a poison gas everywhere? And he was in space? What would he do then? Well, he would be in space, so the gas wouldn't disperse anywhere. It would just be there. And even if it did, it just... It wouldn't be breathable because you'd be in a spacesuit. So you wouldn't need a freaking gas mask. What? You're stupid, Kay. You're stupid. And then he'd simply put on the bulletproof vest, the hazmat gear, and the spacesuit. That's probably easier said than done. She's so sad now. Gotta play the sad music. I didn't do it. I'm a reporter. I bag scoops, not souls. Sick. But then why lie about your jacket and the laser sight? That was just a... Knew y'all would think it was fishy. Is that really all it was? Please, you gotta believe me. I could never do something like this. I'd like to tell you everything will be alright, but just try not to worry too much. If you really are innocent, I'll prove it, one way or another. Thanks, Chief, I believe in you. How many times must I tell you I am not your chief? Oh, sorry, Ruffles. Clean forgot you were Chief number 2. That's not what I meant. He flashes his steely pony badge and growls. And he said browls. Fess up, you'll be stewing under these lights till the cows come home. I've literally never said that. Then the mean old detective chimes in. Yeah, you won't be getting any beef stew either, pal. What exactly are you doing, Miss Lloyd? Oh, just a little practice. Prepping for an interrogation y'all are no doubt fixed me to put me through. Except the prosecutors have nothing to do with the grilling or stewing of suspects. Yes, they do. I guess I'm about to make the front page after all, just not for the reason I wanted. We've only scratched the surface of this case, Miss Lloyd. It might not have to end that way. The assassin never saw me coming. The demon in reporter's clothing. The shimmering she-devil. Could this stunning young journalist really be a killer? You know the drill. I'll be the talk of the tabloids, the subject of scuttlebutt from here to who knows where. Scuttlebutt? Okay. Surely those titles are a tad too much, even for the trashiest of papers. Prosecutor's manner is impenetrable, and he cross-examined his subject without mercy. I was rendered speechless before him. But I haven't even said anything yet. Oh, whoops. Sure, I was the only one who made the recording, but I know. You don't need to say anymore. At the end of the day, I'm just a lousy reporter who can't even speak for herself, let alone the people. That's not true. And even if you can't, the evidence can speak for you on its behalf. The truth is always hidden within the evidence, and it will always reveal itself in the end. Thanks, Ruffles. I'll be stealing that line if you don't mind. Sure. If it'll cheer her up, I suppose I can let it slide. Suddenly, the prosecutor pulled out a revolver and pointed it right at the innocent young reporter. Her tragically short life over almost before it began. She crumbled down-like into a watery grave. You're not an audio reader. You're not reading a book. Perhaps if you'd actually been shot, I could understand what you're saying. I could understand you saying such awful things, Miss Lloyd. But if I wait that long, I'm about to say nothing at all. True. Okay, skip. This is just a recording one. Alright, that's enough out of you. Goodbye. The president is on the other side of this door. I thought this is where we came in. And what a door it is. Bet I could get the better off of it, though. Better of it. Get the better of it. Doors aren't there to be beaten. But look how heavy it is. Just look at that lock. It's just sitting there begging for me to try. Calm down, Kay, and think. Why might this door be locked? For me to open it, of course. Precisely, for you to open it, of course. Wait, what is the right answer anyway? Is a bank of monitors displaying camera feed from in and around the plane. I must scour every scene and inspect everything that catches my attention. It's the cockpit! These monitors are displaying the cockpit and the part of the plane's exterior, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. That's the outside of the plane. Most intruders could not hope to approach without being spotted, but such a measure would be mere child's play in my case. Whoa, you're saying you can get past cameras like these without being seen? Of course, with ease. You have to teach me how, please! Are you taking on propensities by any chance? Kay, the assassin. Kay, you do realize who you're talking to, don't you? Sorry. Had to ask, though. What a great skill for a great thief to know. Unfortunately for you, I am not the type to take on understudies. You're not, huh? Shame. Shame? In what way, exactly? I didn't know it was going to be the same. I thought it would be different. I pressed it before I saw it. This monitor is displaying a feed of this very room. They didn't go cheap when they bought these, huh? Very high res. I mean, they don't look like that. Welcome back. Oh, I'm afraid I can't quite tell myself, but I can even see the little crow's feet around your eyes. Oh, my bad. They're just the usually deep etched lines, you know, on your forehead. If you've quite finished. What on earth is this?
Oh, that! It's the president's favorite plushie. It's a memento of something. Anyway, don't touch.
If that's the case, then why has it been?
Does it appear like nobody cares about it?
Yeah, that is pretty weird. It certainly wouldn't be the first place I would think to display a beloved item. Wait, are those shards of glass underneath it? I thought something seemed strange about this cubbyhole, and now I'm sure. There was almost certainly another monitor here, which would be impossible, because if there was, there'd be wires and stuff behind this, not just an empty space. And there would be a lot more glass. And also, you know, the grey border. Security monitors jotted down in my organizer. Is that a lion? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my eye. Lion with a lever. A curious little figure of a curious animal with a curious expression is staring curiously at me. They put so many curious words in there, I just added them all. And look, there's a big lever by its butt. Very curious. Don't even think about it. Oh, I wasn't even thinking anything, I swear. I imagine that lever opens the panels beneath my feet. Ah, I see. So he's standing on a trap door. I strongly advise you not to pull it. Do so and you will regret it. You know, I'm okay with taking some advice, especially when it's from a professional killer. Scuttlebutt is a slang for journalist or reporter since the name Miriam Scuttlebutt. Okay, I know that. No one uses that, though. I mean, I didn't know about the whole Miriam Scuttlebutt. I knew it was a slang term for journalists, though. I've heard it, like, once in maybe a film or something, but that's the only time I've ever heard it. I've never heard it after that, because it's a stupid word. It was the plushie. It killed the president. Of course, like every teddy wants to kill everyone. Got some files. A document of some kind. We could always steal a glance. Another security pan. Spectator area should be covered at all times. The president's safety is paramount. Also covered in case amphibious assault. Yeah, you can see that they were on opposite sides. But they've also moved back in the other one. Oh yeah, like the one from the trash can. Precisely. Didn't he offer to train Phoenix as an apprentice? I think he did. You'd have to go back to watch my playthrough of that to find out. But wait, something feels off. The two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point?
Huh? Oh, you're right.
Yeah. We made some last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders.
Why the urgency?
Because of what happened to the day before. Their killer was here trying to take him down. He infiltrated a security detail. Posed as one of us. Rook figured it out first, but not before the guy got within striking distance of the president.
Oh, God. This is cool as hell. Jesus. Sorry, I have to take a second because I swallowed water at the same time I swallowed air, so I had difficulty swallowing for a second. 1 sec. Whew. Anyway,
if an alien stepped in, we'd all have been out of a job.
he looks about ready to kill you. That's probably why you've got a neck brace, because he pretty much injured your neck. Jesus, man. The killer's not messing around. He could definitely take out everyone there.
But he made it, and our friend was here wound up with a seriously twisted arm. Rook took a bullet in it for a good measure, too.
And where were you while this was happening? You were the first one I overpowered, were you not? Ooh, that's embarrassing.
Shut up, kid!
And now I get it.
Your neck has barely begun to heal, and you've already forgotten who I am. I'm disappointed. What? It's you. Busted my neck so bad, I can't even look to my right.
I was somewhat astonished to have sustained an injury at all. A testament to Mr. Rook's skill. He was truly a master of his craft. Unlike a certain other someone I could mention.
I'm just as good as he ever was.
You were a pawn to his queen, my young friend.
What the heck do you know?
So that's why you remembered Mr. Rook's name. You admired his skill as a bodyguard. Indeed. While I was serving on the team, I learned the names of all the operatives. But his in particular stayed with me. It joined the very short list of those who have ever successfully wounded me. So that's the connection he was talking about. And that's why we changed...
Oh, and that's why we changed up the security plan. We had to be sure there weren't any more assassins in the ranks. The president didn't want anybody on the stage he didn't trust. He's only trust two people. Me and Rook.
How does that explain your change of position? Oh yeah, he switched over to the right-hand side.
I told you, I can't turn my neck to the right. Could only cover the president's left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage.
Is this also for being like with the horse? Because I think the horse piece also has its head only turned to the left. At least on some pawns. Sometimes they just have them facing straight forward, but you know. Knight can't turn his head to the right, so he's moved to the right of the side stage of the... What? Words. That looks very heavy. So this is what President wears, huh? Must be made of something super special. Yes, to protect him from bullets. What? So it's not just for show? Of course not. This is a bulletproof vest. Which suddenly looks a lot more smoother in the inventory. Oh, so that's one of those. What's what one of those looks like? Why don't you just say so? I feel silly. Are these toys? These are personal safety alarms. Are very colorful. Oh, okay. They're not anything like what I thought they were. It looks like they get a lot of use as well. I like the president. He seems like a thoughtful guy. Buying these for his kids, maybe his wife too. Why would they all be here if that's the case? No, these are for his personal use. Never made that connection about a knight placed with a head facing left. Oh. I mean, I play chess every now and then. I mean, not recently, but I played it a bit. So I kind of remember some of the pieces. Objection, Your Honor. It's simply not possible for one person to use that many personal arms. Why, you ask? Because he is human and therefore possesses only 2 hands. The 20 hands wouldn't be enough to count the number of objections. I have to object to that objection. Bird. Nothing else here, maybe? Yeah. Oh. I was hoping to look at the breathing apparatus. It's a solid circular life preserver designed to be used in case of an emergency on the water. Or rather, the sea, to be more precise. Ooh, the sea! I love the sea! We should go sometime. And then we can have a beach episode. Sorry, but you have to make that particular trip without me. I do not dare look at naked women in bikinis. It would make me question myself. Ah, don't be like that. Come on, it'll be fun. We can have lobster rolls, ice cream, all the good stuff. Something tells me the sea isn't the main attraction for you, is it? It's the lobster. Riot shield, and next to it a canary in the cage. Oh, she's so sweet. I want one. Did you ever see a cuter partner in crime? Partner in crime? Well, yeah. She would help me with lockpick and stuff like that. How would a bird help you with a lockpick? A great thief has no greater ally than nature, Mr. Edgeworth. Sadly, such birds are mostly commonly used for detection of poisonous gases. Wait, this one isn't actually for that, is it? A riot shield, too. Alright, let's check the body. I must scour the body for any signs of damage. Also, why is the table here? It looks very tiny. We're looking down at the floor. Why would the table be here? It's a bulletproof attaché case. Bodyguards use them to shield their clients from gunfire. There was some in Kay's photograph too. I think they're the same ones. Looks like Rook and Knight each had one. Bulletproof attaché case jotted down in my organizer. Oh hey, that's the photo I snatched. You can hardly steal a photo at a public event, Kay. But I'm snatching up a moment in time every picture I take, you know? I take it snatch is your favorite word. Maybe. Careful with that, Kay. You might be considered an innuendo. It's the victim, Bastion Rook, bodyguard to President Zheng Fa. He's one of the guys that brought the president inside as soon as the shooting started. Which means he continued to do his duty right up into his dying breath. Wait, if he didn't get shot until he went into the plane, who shot him? At least he'll get posthumously promoted. Kay, it's better to know when to say nothing at all than to end up with a foot in your mouth. What do you mean? I mean, bodyguards don't even operate on the same rank promotion system as the police in the first place. The bullet seems to have entered just under his armpit and went clean through his body. The bullet passed through the victim. Where did it end up? He was hit in an area with his bulletproof vest didn't cover. Like it was on purpose or something, huh? That's the cause. The cause of death would appear to be a loss of blood. Attempts were made to staunch it, but to no avail. The bullet passed clean through the body. The medics must have been brought in to try and save him. Sadly, it was too late. So the victim was also carrying a revolver. It looks like he was trying to use it. He probably drew it on instinct when he felt threatened. We should check it to see if he managed to fire any rounds off. All there, and no other signs of the weapon having been used. Was this one on loan from Zheng Fa too?
Yep, it sure was. We always issued with the same model gun.
We can clearly see the line here, but there's nothing else that seems to be highlightable. Oh, wait, no, the blood. It's a trap door connected to the lever on that curious figure. If someone were to open it, everyone would fall through. Mr. Rook, Mr. the Killer. Don't even think about it. I wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't dream of thinking of ways to take you down. Might I suggest you keep your monologues internal? Okay, I think that's everything here, because there's nothing else showing up. Nice shoes. I mean, look at the heel on this shoe. Damn! Alright, do we have anything that we can combine? The guns look the same, except this has a laser pointer on it. The two guns are exactly the same. Meaning it's likely that the one we found is also from Zengfar. Nice. The bodyguards all got the guns from Zengfar authorities, right? Yes. Are they, like, super rare or anything? No, I don't believe so. This model isn't exactly easy to come by in this country, but it's certainly not impossible either. I mean, if you're America, there's a gun on every street. Like, you could literally just go into, like, a corner store and be like, hey, I'd like a gun. Okay, here's a bazooka. Boo! And here I thought they might be valuable treasures. Yes, it is something of a shame. Well, I just mentioned treasures and you actually responded for once? I only mean to point out that if guns were rarer, it would be much easier to trace them. Which would have made them treasures of the evidence variety, I suppose. Ha! See? Everything's a treasure hunt one way or another, including this investigation. You could say that. Alright then, it's a treasure hunting time. On with the investigation. She certainly seems a lot more enthusiastic all of a sudden. Maybe these two? Yeah. The 2 bullets were fired in total. We know this because 2 shots were heard. As stated, we sell them in hardware stores. That's what I'm saying. I'm calling back to that. One travelled through the flagship and into the balloon. The other took Mr. Rook's life. But there's a bullet in the president's vest too, alright? How is that possible? How indeed? The numbers don't add up. However, there is one possible explanation. There is? After passing through his body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest. Alright, Matt the Shirts, thanks for stopping by. Good luck with work. In other words, 2 of our bullets were in fact 1. No way. He's right.
If the president hadn't been wearing that vest, things could have been a lot worse.
And he wasn't injured at all by the impact. Even when obstructed by a vest, a bullet can inflict serious damage.
Sure, I know the guys who got broken roads that way. But the president's okay. He made that strong stuff.
Sounds like he didn't need a vest. Let's not get carried away here. I want that bullet's ballistic markings analyzed. Remember what those are again? They're the fingerprints of the gun that come from the bullet. You put one bullet to one gun, it matches the gun, blah, blah, blah. We go over this every single game. Guns leave a unique pattern of grooves every bullet they fire, but examining these grooves, we can use them to identify which gun it came from. Think of them as fingerprints of a shot. You tell all that from a bullet? What are we waiting for? Analyze away.
That'd be easier said than done. That bullet hit a solid armor. Its impact will have completely flattened it. You'll be lucky if there's anything left for forensics to find.
What? But I was all set for some analyzing. Bulletproof vest data jotted down in my organizer. That's quite enough investigating for now. What has taken so long, Detective Gumshoe? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, have you solved the case? No, not yet. Is that so? Then perhaps interviewing another key witness might help you do so. Another witness? Who? You don't mean... The most important witness of all, the man on the other side of that door. He really intends to have me question the president? Now, if you would be so kind as to summon him, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop right there, Mr. Killer. You're nuts if you think I'm gonna let him anywhere near you.
Well, Mr. President, I'm sure you're watching us through your security feed, aren't you? In which case, I politely request that you show yourself. That is, if you value your bodyguard's life.
Ugh.
Guess he doesn't.
Well then, if nothing else, we now know what kind of man you really are.
Mr. President! Stop, you can't do this! Let's just all calm down, all right?
Come on, Detective, where the blazes are you?
Eek!
The lights, what's happening? Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth, I would advise you to stay very still. It seems I will not be granted my audience with the President after all. Even Mr. Knight's life is a bargaining chip.
No! Stop! Ah!
Eek!
Kay, you won't get away with this, Dick Killer. I have seen enough, and now I know the truth. Where are you? Where did you go? I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth.
That's a cool pose with his hand out.
And then he jumped and flew away!
Worth. Edgeworth, it's me, Phoenix.
What's going on? Detective Gumshoe? That's not Phoenix.
Sir, to Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
March 25th, 4:45 p.m. He just flaps his arms.
I must have been knocked unconscious.
Sir, are you okay?
Are you alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
Never mind me. He didn't hurt you, did he, Kay?
Nah, I'm fine. Only just woke up myself. My head will be sore for a while, but that's about it. So you can stop worrying.
Detective, did you manage to stop Dick Killer?
Oh, well, see, Miss Lloyd came running out of the plane and, she told us he'd flown the coop. We were too late. I'm sorry, sir. Bodyguard over there told us something too. Seems there's an inflatable boat missing from the window.
And he used that as wings to fly away.
Dick Killer must have stolen it and rode himself across the lake.
What about the cordon around the park?
I called everybody back to the station, back in to stake out the plane, including the guy stationed across the water.
No. So he's completely slipped through our fingers?
Not the best luck for the department, but yeah. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Knight, you're alive.
Yeah, no thanks to that murderer. Oh, that reminds me. I found this lying on the ground next to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
A calling card, marked with a seashell.
And you wanted to leave a message.
Adorned with the distinctive seashell emblem. I never thought they'd bring back this piece of evidence.
Dick Killer always leaves these next to the bodies of his victims.
But you're not dead, sir.
But I could have been. Maybe that's the message. I can't stop thinking about his parting words.
I have seen enough, and now I know the truth.
I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth.
Became a musical in that flashback, I guess.
And now I know the truth. The truth about what?
Roger that. All clear out here, sir. Over.
What's going on?
That was the president. He's coming out.
Now?
Jesus.
So he's the president of Zhengfa, Mr. Dijun Wang.
Dijun Wang. I think I should know what that means. And I mean not the meaning of the name, I mean it's in like the joke.
And you are.
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. My name is Miles Edgeworth.
The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I am Dijun Wang. Your efforts on behalf of Zegfar have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis.
Oh yeah, Dijon mustard. Right, Dijon. Right, yeah. He must be referring to the Aragrasu case. Thank you, sir, but all I did was solve a few local cases of murder.
You are too humble. I have been observing your investigation. You are an impressive operator, Mr. Edgeworth, even if the killer did get away.
That's very kind of you to say. So he was watching through his security feed.
Sadly, I must inform you, this is as far as your investigation goes.
What do you mean?
Hear me, furious prosecutor, for I shall say this only once.
You were 1 minute telling him that he was the really good prosecutor and suddenly saying he's foolish. Just for asking why.
Knight has appraised me of the state of affairs. And from his point forward, this case will be handled by Zegfar's police force, the finest in the world.
Oh yeah, the finest that stopped the smuggling ring. Yes. Even with the killer out of the picture, they're still looking to get me thrown off the case.
What do you think you're doing, pal? Nobody would talk to Mr. Edgeworth like that. If it hadn't been for him, the killer would have...
Detective, forgive him, Mr. President, but I must confess to being somewhat confused. I fail to see how or why this case falls within Zegfar's jurisdiction.
You fail to see. Enough, prudy prosecutor. You seek explanations for a head of state, I say no. 1,000 times no, I will explain myself to you. Now hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourself from this plane. I'd do as he said if I were you, Edgeworth.
Huh. This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Objection? Case evidence handed over to Knight. Why? Why let us come so far only to pull the case out from under us? They didn't even take my badge. Is it not good enough for you?
Now, you may leave. Knight, detain the suspect. Yes, sir, right away. To make an attempt on my life, to murder one of my faithful servants, the effrontery, the villainy.
I didn't murder nobody. Cause I...
Shut your mouth, Miss Journalist. Answer me this. In a world already lousy with lies, with deception, with sin and iniquity, can we stand by and suffer yet another crime to go unpunished? I say no, 1,000 times no. There can be no forgiveness. There can be no surrender.
Dude, there's no crowd here to appease to.
Why, you ask me, then I will tell you.
He's hiding something. I'm certain of it. And if I leave now, we'll never know the truth. He's still talking as I'm doing this.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's got to be something we could do. Think, Miles. Remember. How many times have you faced situations like this in the courtroom? You've confronted the lies of witnesses and countered the arguments of other lawyers. Has the critical evidence always been laid at your feet? No. And yet you always got the truth out of the situation in the end. With your greatest weapon of all, your words. Actually, it was logic, but sure, we'll use words this time. Whoa! Now, let us analyze the state of play. Breathing so heavily.
Begone, puny prosecutor, you dare, or you dare defy the direct orders of a president.
He's going to listen, or he's not going to listen. He clearly means to drown out any objection by means of pure rhetorical force. When an opponent is on the offensive, the best thing to do is bide my time and wait for an opening. As he said himself, he's a head of state, a seasoned politician. He won't open himself up to attack easily. I can't let him bully me into submission. I have to stay calm and alert. I can read his movements and expressions correctly. I may be able to find my moment. My first aim should be to find out why he's insisting on Zegfar taking over the case. The board is set. Time to make my opening gambit.
Mind chess, commence!
Could you please explain to me why I'm off the case?
Imbecile! Cease your insolent jabbering! I need not explain myself to you. My reasons are my own, and they are none of your concern.
If I want to take this any further, I need a clue of some kind. Let me try another tack for now. Please, about the case.
Did I give you permission to speak? No, 1,000 times no. I am the leader of Zengfa. I have no time for your insolent backchat.
I was simply hoping to confirm one basic fact. You say that the investigation will now be assigned to National Police Force.
I do. Now enough of your pointless questions. Good boy. This inferior interior of this plane is a sovereign territory of Zengfa. You have no rights here.
Is that so? Could it be that our current location itself is significant somehow? I should keep that in mind. It could be a useful clue. I guess I keep going.
Since I'm ready to explain to you, reason I don't be concerned,
Perhaps it is time to employ my clue. In the course of our conversation, I have deduced certain facts about your behavior, Mr. President. For example, you seem particularly aggressive when discussing our current location. Alba suddenly appears.
You're smarmy, smart Alec.
As you said yourself, the presidential plane is the sovereign territory of Zengfa, and from that we can infer that you believe the rules of extraterritoriality apply here. Is that correct?
Enough! Cease your objectionable whining.
I don't know if I should say this now. Bide my time.
If you have nothing else to say, then stop wasting my time and get out of my sight.
Maybe there is such a thing as biding my time too much. No, my time! I can't let him bully me on the back foot. I have to stay calm and alert. If I can read his movements and expressions correctly, I may be able to find an opening. You wake up, you're still in the embassy with Alba leaning over you. Oh, God. You can rant and roar all you like, but you won't escape my scrutiny. It was unmistakable. The moment I mentioned extraterritoriality, you became visibly agitated. Bye, chess piece. Looks like he's about to grab the chess piece.
I think you're clever, don't you? Let me answer your little question. It is true, extraterritoriality applies. Your laws mean nothing here. And what does that mean, you ask? It matters because it means you are powerless. You have neither influence nor authority here.
Interesting. So the extraterritoriality issue does have something to do with all this. Let's dig a little deeper into the claim that the plane is sovereign territory, shall we? Woo! Full time back. This next move will surely decide the victor. He may be the president, but nobody's untouchable. I just have to find the right angle of attack. You believe that extraterritoriality applies here, but can you prove it?
Do you even understand what you are asking?
Of course. If I didn't, I wouldn't ask it.
Have you no shame? Calling me into question into the good word of one such as myself? I am the president. I can do no wrong. Such as the president of every other country.
I really want to say this. You must have realized by now what a massive corner you've taught yourself into.
Worthless, meaningless bluster. Some pathetic ploy to buy time, perhaps.
Maybe it was a little pathetic to chime in like that there. But I needed to defend myself. I can't let him bully me back onto the back foot. I have to stay calm and alert. If I can read his movements, express his correct mode of find opening. A little too real there, yeah.
I have no more time for this. You clearly cannot be saved from your own foolishness.
You needn't worry about me. I'm not the only one who needs saving. That would be Miss Lloyd, the woman who's being wrongfully accused of this crime.
Your chivalry is admirable, but it changes nothing. The right to extraterritoriality cannot be denied. This is Zegfa!
If I wanted to take this any further, I'll need a clue of some kind. Let's retry another tack for now. Surely you see that you've overplayed your hand.
Nobody asked your opinion. You need only obey me, nothing else. You dare tell me how to govern, how to lead? You dare contradict me?
On the contrary, Miss Lloyd's guilt. Yes, I do. On the matter. Why did I get contrary?
No, she is guilty. She is the culprit. There's nothing left to debate. Who else could have fired from outside the plane? There's no other viable suspect.
Fascinating. So he's claiming that Miss Lloyd fired at him from outside the plane. This could be a vital clue. Time to deploy my clue. I may not be able to call the extraterritoriality of the presidential plane into doubt. However, according to you, she shot at you from outside the aircraft, correct? In which case, extraterritoriality could not possibly apply in this case. Your assertion is entirely without merit, and the detainment of Miss Lloyd cannot be justified. I don't know if I suddenly changed my voice for him suddenly.
How could I have? Bested by a mere prosecutor, but I am the president! The president!
Checkmate. He lost that so pathetically. I trust you won't mind if we continue our investigation now, Mr. President. I almost said our president now, Mr. Investigation.
I hereby officially and unreservedly confer my approval. Consider it a gesture of my magnanimity and generosity for which my good office is known. Yes, for it was without noble acts such as these. Unmistakably and irrefutably, he's checking out his own arm, for which reason we hereby. There can be no other outcome, for our goals are lofty and our hearts. People of Zegfa, I swear to you, here and now, this investigation will continue.
All that when he could have just said, okay, you got me. Mr. Knight, if you would care to return the evidence.
Take it!
I didn't give him a gracious voice there. I had all the evidence back. We did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, we sure did. And now the investigation can continue.
Whatever. Enjoy your pocket full of pawns. Let me over here enjoying how you pull them into play.
And then you'll definitely enjoy my next move. You know, for a guy who's lost his best friend, or one of his friends, you don't seem to care about finding the truth. Mr. President, one more favor if you would be so kind.
What is it?
Could you please give us your testimony concerning the incident itself?
Now you want me to testify? Whoa. That's your next move? If you want the president to testify, you'll have to take him to court.
All in good time, Mr. Knight. He will get his day in court soon enough. When a person of interest refuses to cooperate in the investigation stage of the process, they're obliged to provide detailed justification as to the reason for doing so.
That's...
What's the matter? Is there something you'd rather we didn't know?
Stand down, Knight. I'll do as the prosecutor asks.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Now listen here, and listen well.
President Wang's testimony.
Where I was when an incident occurred, the stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. And then, bang! A shot rang out, and a plain, unembellished balloon of red exploded nearby. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguard tied me to escort back to the safety of the plane. And then, the second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself into the bullet vest I was wearing. Oh, yeah, look at my muscle.
Oh god, I went dizzy from doing his voice. Oh god, okay. I guess if you look at it more in that one way, the president is also a victim here. Yes, the victim of an attempted assassination. Rook was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But that makes it even weirder. Why would the target of a crime try to obstruct the investigation?
My guess is there's something behind all this that he doesn't want made public.
A cover-up, huh? I know it was more to this case that meets the eye.
And the president isn't the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all.
I want to see how long we've been going. We're going for 1 hour, 40 minutes. It feels much longer.
Hold it!
And how do you describe the incident exactly?
Oh, you naive little man. Do you really think you silly, simple questions will shake me? I was involved in a craven attempt to silence me with cold steel. And while I was speaking to my adoring public, no less.
Hold it!
When they stepped in front of you to protect you, were you aware of the fact that you were being targeted?
Was I aware of the... No! I was aware of my audience, nothing else. When I step up to the podium, I enter another world entirely, a place of rapture, a place beyond words.
Yeah, I think that's called stage fright. I bet you were like a deer in headlights.
No, 1,000 times no! I remember every second, every moment is indelibly etched into my memory. When Rook and Knight stepped in, I was shocked, overwhelmed, taken aback.
Hold it!
About that red balloon.
Are you trying to test me, Mr. Prosecutor?
No, Mr. President, I simply wish to confirm what you remember. You think only 2 testimonies, okay.
Very well. There were 2 very, very large, round balloons on either side of the stage. Their deep crimson hue stood stark against the sky, just as the security plan said they would.
The same security plan we found in the trash, I assume.
Rook and Knight leapt to my aid before the balloon exploded.
Hold it!
You said they tried to escort you back into the plane.
Yes, that is exactly what I said. They threw open their attaché cases.
That must be the moment Kay captured on camera.
And immediately moved to help me back into the aircraft.
Hold it!
Do you know where the second bullet went?
Is this how you treat a foreign dignitary, or do you really think such needling questions necessary?
Whoa, what's he so upset about?
Must you insist on going over the same details again and again? Even my patience has limits.
Whoa, okay, 1 second. Ugh. Yeah, his voices make me dizzy. Oh. I might have to play him differently. It's like, you know full well where it went. There we go, we'll do it like that.
Hold it!
If I may ask, what was the victim like in that moment?
He was a man among men, a real hero.
The mere impact of the bullet took my breath away, and yet he had the strength to grab me and rush me back inside the presidential plane.
Couldn't tell if you were angry or dying. Angry? I was doing a voice to pretend to be angry.
So you and the victim entered the plane together, is that correct?
Yes, he offered the noble protection, and I gladly accepted, as all it should would be. That sounds nice and all, but doesn't he just mean he's always the first to make his escape?
He's the president, detective. It's basically his job to do so.
Exhale. Oh, okay. I must have been breathing too heavy in the mic. Sorry about that. Huh. Nothing he's saying seems too far off base.
Well, guy's the victim here. Wouldn't make much sense for him to lie to us, you know? Guess we gotta assume he's done in the...
No, one of the things he said is clearly wrong. Think back to the scene of the crime.
Huh? Did we miss something? Alright, let me see the evidence again.
I might as well take another look myself.
We can't really clearly see it here, but you can see that this was supposed to be here instead. What does the plan say? Can't really see it on there.
Objection!
You say it was the plain red balloon that burst, but I strongly beg to differ.
Wha-
Take a look at this. I think you agree that it's hardly a plane. Hardly plain, would you?
No! What?
Who is that? Huh. Mr. President, meet the Steel Samurai. I would have hoped you might recognize him. Especially if you were hoping to ingratiate yourself with the people of this country.
Yeah, you need to watch the Jammin' Ninja too. He's amazing.
So you see, the balloon was struck by the bullet was anything but plain. It was in fact of the Steel Samurai.
But the briefing mentioned 2 red balloons.
And there they are, right on the security plan.
They look pretty plain, don't they? It's just simple round balloons.
Knight, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. President. It seems the Steel Samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir.
Borrowed?
And that's what we were told. Guess they only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems there was a little trouble here on the site last night. One of the original balloons must have burst somehow.
So they swapped it in as an emergency replacement.
Yeah, one of the small stall holders happened to have it. One under here is more willing to lend out and lend it out. A very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said.
A happy-go-lucky stall holder with a Steel Samurai balloon to spare. Huh. They filled just the bottom part of the air with air to make up for...
Oh, they filled just the bottom part of the air to make up, like, the other ornamental balloons.
So while it was a Steel Samurai balloon, it was made to look like a plain red one above water. Is that the long and short of it?
Right. Why was I not informed of this? Sorry, sir. We didn't think it was pressing an issue.
And indeed, you saw it and knew no different, correct?
Yes, I suppose so.
Would you really have mistaken the Steel Samurai's pants for a plain red balloon? Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you would have noticed something different about the balloon.
You hear everything? That doesn't sound ominous. Hopefully you weren't hearing the fan.
Of course!
What's that outburst for?
Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon.
You couldn't see it?
That's right. The wind was blowing too hard. The flags to the side of the stage were flapping incessantly and blocking my view.
Well then, I've turned my fan off.
Is that so?
Yes, those 2 flags. They were being blown back towards me.
That would have been a strong wind blowing right around the time of the incident. Strong enough to blow the flags in just such a fashion. But does that conflict with any of our understanding of the case? Thank you, Mr. President. Your testimony has revealed yet another contradiction.
It has?
Yes, a contradiction that would turn this entire case on its head. When I arrived on the scene, the wind had died down, and the flags were resting calmly for the most part.
I hope the sounds that you do pick up aren't too loud or incessant. Because I wouldn't want the fan to be blowing directly onto the mic and that's all you hear in the background. Like it overrides everything. Because that would suck.
But if the wind had been previously blowing the flags the President describes, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. What piece of evidence contradicts such stated contradiction? Earlier, we deduced that the bullet that struck the Steel Samurai balloon and the bullet that passed through the flag were one and the same. From these two things, we further deduced the trajectory of the bullet must have taken. And we concluded that our shooter must have fired from the left side of the spectator area. But if the flags were blowing as the president describes, our conclusion becomes quite different. No way! If the flags were pointing the other way direction... Exactly! Our trajectory changes completely! And if we trace that trajectory back to its source, we can ascertain who really fired that shot. Wait, but Mr. Edgeworth, that would mean... Yes, I know. We may not yet understand the reasons why, but it can only have been one person who did it. Who does the new bullet's trajectory implicate the one that had fired the shot? If Shelly was on the left side and ran to his stall, then he wouldn't... might as well. The following path of the bullet back to this point of origin leads us to this person here.
Intriguing. So the weapon in question was not a gun, but a boomerang. Yeah, only a boomerang could have traced a path like that. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, would you care to show me this wicked weapon? It would if you knew where to find one first. I don't need to overcomplicate this. I simply need to trace the bullet's path. And my bottle. Hear you moving and your bottle. Oh. Sorry. And whoever's at the end of this person, I'm looking for... Well, it can't be Gumshoe. It can't be you then. It can't be you because you're on the other side. It can't be you because you're on the left side.
Take that!
The person who fired that shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight. What? The path from the balloon back to the flag leads directly to the spot where you were standing. Bullet trajectory updated.
Well, the guys over the president's bodyguards. Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons? That is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? That Mr. Knight, a man who has saved my life countless times, is my would-be assassin? Seriously, Edgeworth. We put up a lot from you, but this? We're President Wang's bodyguard. We're the pieces of the board to protect the king. I'll handle this tonight. Sorry, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, the wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech. But the wind can pick up and die away in an instant, can it not? Therefore, I need proof that it was blowing hard. And he said I was blowing hard, enough to lift the flags during that crucial moment. The first shot was fired around the first time the president raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows just that. Perhaps it can also show us what happened with the flag then too. I mean, yeah, you can see it there, the flag.
Take that!
You proof in this picture right here. This should be good. Which picture where?
Take that!
Well, do you deny that it clearly shows the flag? There we have it. Proof that it was blowing towards you at the moment of the shooting. Well, that means that pal over there did shoot the balloon. Making him the assassin? Mr. Knight is not the assassin. Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was the other side of him entirely. Therefore, he can't have been aiming at his boss. Yeah, besides, why would I even shoot the balloon? What would be the point? And what I answer, I might aim for something else next. There was a point, I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it is, perhaps I can finally put this whole conundrum to rest. Knight definitely shot the balloon. The fact alone changes everything about the case. Mine Palace. why did Knight assigned position change? I told you, I can't turn my neck to the right. Could only cover it on the president's left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage. But is that the only reason? Let us suppose that the plan hadn't changed, that Knight had remained posted on the left. Given that he was unable to turn his head to the right, would he have been able to shoot the balloon closest to him? Could it be that the security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? And if we suppose that to be the case, the two plans are different. Was the security deal reorganized at some point? Yeah, we made some last minute changes yesterday. President's orders. That's right. The president was the one who ordered the change. I mean, there's only two things I can do here with this. If I'm reading things right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting, which means he must have had foreknowledge he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. And if that's true, then everything else that has been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get a gun past such heavy security? And why would they even carry out the shooting wearing a conspicuous item of clothing? And why use a laser sight which would give away their location in an instant? And how did the president suffer no injuries at all, despite a direct hit to the vest? These are the questions that Knight and the president don't want us to consider. There is one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun. To create the illusion of assassination attempt. What? Huh?
Idiot. Do you understand what you're saying?
Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now. Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take this investigation on my hand, Mr. President. You wanted your real plans to remain hidden.
How dare you speak of me that way? Is this some sort of sick joke?
Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It is simply the truth, as revealed by the careful application of logic and reasoning, nothing more. The first shot was fired by Mr. Knight with the specific intention of hitting the balloon. The sound of gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause a panic. Whoops. I really need like a pop filter so I'm not spitting all over my mic. And then he fired again. He did? Yes, he fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, it's because the second shot was designed to create the impression the president had been hit. So then, what's the deal with the one in the vest? I'm willing to bet the bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred.
I'm gonna throw up.
So Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all?
Oh, that's not true. I was shot, I tell you.
We'll be able to verify that for ourselves as we take a closer look at the bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct?
But you said it yourself. You found the shooter in the photograph, a person with a red hood.
I thought that made myself clear, but the trajectory only points to one possible shooter, Mr. Knight. Then where does Tabby fit into all this? She was simply one part of their plan. In order to place the suspicion elsewhere, they set about creating a fake assassin. The highly suspicious person with the red hood. I have yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd was in the scheme, but I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president. That's right, and then I was tasked with turning your jacket inside out the moment the crowd flew into a panic. Yes. Thus making the mysterious red-hooded shooter disappear in the blink of an eye. And then when the gun and security plan were later found in the trash can, it would appear all would have been work of an assassin, so skilled they could vanish into thin air.
Well, that case would have gone cold.
Exactly what our friend here was hoping for. Makes sense now they wanted you off the case. Indeed, because the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself. He deflated. Oh, God.
No,
The presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Admit it. The entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it?
If that stupid chief prosecutor hadn't insisted on assigning you, how could I let this happen?
Objection!
Whoa, that's a different voice.
That's enough now, Edgeworth. There's the night.
Sorry, but I'm speaking with the president right now.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as knight, protecting my king. So go ahead, keep running your mouth.
Perhaps it would be better if we stick to threatening each other with words.
He wouldn't, would he? I don't need this thing to shut you up. Alright, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How do you figure I did that? In front of a crowd of thousands.
An excellent point. Time for my counter-move, I suppose. You had a certain something that allowed you to conceal your actions.
A certain something, huh? Mighty specific.
What did Knight use to hide his actions from the crowd?
Take that!
My attaché case.
Yes, take a look at Fake K's photograph. Your right hand is completely obscured by the case. At the very moment this picture was taken, you were firing your gun. And in such a way that you wouldn't be detected.
Objection!
You don't like to let the facts get in the way of good theory, do you, Edgeworth? Shame you don't seem to notice.
Notice what?
That the theories are all you have, conjectures, nothing more. The flag will be billowing in the wind at precisely the right moment. I hit my gun with the attaché case. We changed the security plan because I couldn't turn my head. It's all just speculation. Oh, excuse me. Speculation, circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it. And hiccups too, come on. Ow! Oh, that one hurt. If you at least had the bullet that burst that balloon, you might have had a scrap of credibility. Imagine you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun. But no, that bullet is at the bottom of the lake. You gotta go dredge it up?
I mean, yes, we can do that. We'll use a magnet. I hate to say it, but he's right. He's not. You don't have anything concrete.
I thought not. Now you can shut your mouth.
Lance? Or Lloyd? Miss Lloyd. Of course, she could shed some light on this whole situation. I just need to get her to talk.
What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist? No, never mind. That's what I thought.
Miss Lloyd. I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be lost forever. You are a journalist after all, are you not?
Dang it! I can't stay quiet any longer. Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? I'd think carefully before I open that mouth of yours. I was so focused on bagging me a scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. Real journalists don't lie. Okay, buddy. If you believe that, sure. Ain't no dang scoop if it ain't the truth. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I should have showed you this before.
What is it?
It's the laser pointer I used on the president. But that's all I done. I never shoot nobody. You stupid bitch. I thought I told you. You squeal and you go down as an accomplice. It was him. He told me to do it. I was saying for our embassies, stuffing out a story like I told you. This was the 3 days back. He comes up to me out of the blue, just starts talking. Help me out and I'll get you exclusive access to the president. That kind of stuff.
But what about the gun and the trash can?
She works with Lauder. Lauder makes up crap. That I don't know nothing about, I swear it. All he told me was to wear a jacket with red hood and to point at the president. I never thought for a minute he'd blow up in my face so bad. I'm truly sorry. Truly I am.
Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that effect when this goes to trial. I ought to have a long way to... ought to go a long way to proving that the assassination was a sham.
What's wrong with you people? Don't any of you know what's good for you?
My sympathies, Mr. Knight. Had you successfully removed me from this case as you intended, perhaps then you could have kept your pawn quiet, hmm?
Oh God, he just shot himself.
Now let me get this straight. You told Tabby
If you let slip about our fake assassination plot, we'll have you convicted of murder? Or something like that?
Well, I said no such thing.
President Wang?
You give it up, Knight. It's time we came clean. It's our only choice.
So, Mr. President, you admit it. You admit that there was a plot to fake an assassination attempt.
I do. I'm sorry.
But why? Why do something like that?
My popularity has been on a way back home. I thought surviving an attempt on my life meant it could be the most I needed. I know what we did was wrong, so yes, it was all lies. All of it.
And the bullet in the vest?
It was planned ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today.
But then, what was up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow, and then he just appeared, held on turning our fake assassination into a real one.
Can you imagine it a lying Paul Attishian? You mean Paul Atkinson? Maybe, yeah.
Hence the red raincoat, I suppose. He'd hoped to get in close enough as the fake assassin to finish the job.
There is one thing I don't understand, though.
Oh, and what would that be?
Why did Brooke have to die? If the whole thing was fake, how did he wind up getting killed for real?
Well, that's true, and therein lies the real question.
He was a fine bodyguard, the best in fact. He may not have been a native of Zhengfa, but he was someone I could fully trust.
Mr. Rook must have been really something to gain the trust of someone who hides this from his own shadow.
So he was just reading to the prisoner as I am to you, sir.
I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not you. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too, then, correct?
He wasn't aware of any specific details, so not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused.
And you would have done well to listen him.
This is a tragedy. The life of a good man has been wasted.
What was so great about him anyway?
What's got into him?
He was just another piece in the board. There's not there to protect you, nothing more. Mr. Knight, how could you? Who was it that actually went along with your plan? Mr. President?
Original line was politician, but I was referring to the character Paul Attishian from AE6. Oh, that's been so long ago, man. I don't remember every character. Sorry.
Well, that pious coward backed down when you needed him to step up the most. I value your support too, of course, but...
Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now. That's all that matters. And now that the spineless fool Rook is gone, things are gonna change around here. Thanks to me, genius strategist, grandmaster, rightful leader of this realm. A team.
Well, well of your ambitions, Knight. But doesn't this seem a little imprudent of you?
Why? My plan this time was perfect, as they always are, and they always will be.
That's quite a statement, especially considering that your perfect plan was an abject failure.
No thanks to you. And that buffoon Rook.
And how exactly was Rook's fault?
If he had died, the killer would have never come after me. And I would have had to lead you into this plane. Please, Mr. Knight, you wasn't taught like that.
Fine. The guy died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's just what he always wanted.
But did he die protecting the president?
Wait, I thought the whole assassination thing was a fake.
Oh, come on.
Not to say everything twice. We planned the fake assassination, but somebody else came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots were fired, remember? Like you said, Edgeworth, one of them was a bullet I shot through that balloon. But the second, that wasn't me.
Oh, really? And then who did fire it?
The real assassin, but not the killer. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. No, the most likely suspect here is the piece cowering quietly in the corner. Our litty white queen over there.
What? Miss Loy?
Again with this? I'm not your danged assassin.
But is that really true?
For I, for one, don't believe it.
The gun in the trash can.
It can only belong to you. Oh, man. Is this the last testimony? Is like after this we're done?
As soon as I shot that balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the president back onto the plane.
I left Rook here in the room while I secured the president in the safe room.
When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. This journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage. That single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can.
So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you?
I actually want to check something.
Yeah, 2 spent bullets.
The knight doesn't protect the Rook, Edgeworth. He protects the king.
You want to translate?
He means that his only concern was protecting the president.
Lose the king, you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess?
But a win in such a key piece as a sacrifice is a hollow victory indeed.
Doesn't matter, still victory. I kept the president safe, I win.
Well, it's a bit early to be calling our little match in any case, for this is where our battle really begins.
Objection!
Yeah, I knew it was going to be because his gun is shot twice. It's not going to be making sense for him.
Do you contend that it was you who shot the balloon and Miss Lloyd who shot Mr. Rook? Are you sure about that?
Sure, I'm sure.
While what you propose would indeed match up with the total number of shots heard, the gun from the trash can itself also have been fired twice. Now, would the supposed number of shots heard from the gun differ from the number of spent rounds? It's simple, because it was planted by the real perpetrator of the crime.
Somebody faked the evidence?
Yes, and if you think about it, their reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude the shooter had been in the spectator area. And in order to do that, they had to make it seem as if both shots had come from this one weapon.
Oh, I get it. So that's why it's got 2 spent rounds, huh?
Precisely. As we've already proven, the bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon. Which makes it entirely possible that the bullet which killed Mr. Rook didn't come from this gun either.
Nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing. Oh, why don't you get to the point? We've come this far. Spit it out.
Oh, I intend to, don't worry. The person who really shot Mr. Rook was...
Take that!
You, Mr. Knight. You are the one who murdered Mr. Rook.
Ooh, finally got up to the courage to say it, huh? Surely not. Surely you wouldn't have.
It wasn't only the killer who tried to take advantage of this fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook hoping that he would look like an accidental victim of the bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door of the airplane tightly closed, it was just you and Mr. Rook alone, together. And that was when the third bullet was fired, right into your colleague's body.
Why is he fighting like he's a cowboy?
Objection!
Wait, are you really going to claim there's a third one now? You just said only 2 gunshots were heard. Want to tell me how that works?
Objection!
You're in an airplane.
Airplane cabins are practically soundproofed, Mr. Knight. If you close the door, nothing can be heard from the outside, not even gunfire.
Exactly as I said. Wasn't the president right next to the door?
Very true, which means he may have heard the shot himself. Well, Mr. President?
I didn't hear anything.
But you can observe the room through your security feed, can you not?
The camera in this room is not normally on. I have to manually switch it on when I enter the safe room.
And that's what you did this time too, right?
Well, that is...
What's gotten into him? Mr. President, this is vitally important.
Please, Mr. President Wang.
Fine. I was busy hiding under the bed, covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, because I hate the sound of gunshots. Just the slightest hint of that awful noise and... Oh, it's just too much.
I mean, gunshots can be pretty loud. Ooh. That there sounded in a pot of old-cooked crawfish.
Mr. Knight, you saw the President Wang was covering beneath the bed. And what's more, you knew from the monitor bank that the security camera from this room hadn't been switched on, which means you knew that the circumstances were perfect.
We shadowing or for?
For you to fire the third shot straight at Mr. Rook.
Right. Oh, could you really have betrayed my trust so horribly? You think I killed that old half-wit? You don't trust me so much, huh?
This is the thanks I get for putting my life on the line for you day after day?
I want to believe you, but...
I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is there to doubt here? What, you don't believe that the girl over there could have done it? No, because this gun isn't the murder weapon. We know this from the number of bullets fired. Yeah? But how do you know that wasn't a spent bullet from the start? What? Someone could have fired the bullet from that gun yesterday or the day before. Then today, another bullet and the bullet that hit Rook. That's pure speculation, pal. You know it. Maybe, but you can't prove it's not true. Not with any certainty, no. You're nothing but without conclusive proof, so come on. A single piece of evidence straight through my heart. I dare you. Well, what are you waiting for? There must be something. Wasn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? We can't prove Tabby's. Please, Ruffles. I messed up, I know I did. I should have never have done what I did. Not even after for a scoop. But murder? Nah, that ain't me. Ain't a murderous bone in my body. Conclusive proof. If only I could prove that Knight's gun is the murder weapon. Wait, perhaps I can.
You would at least have the bullet at the burst of alone. You might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine you could have run for answer to save your mouth like,
That was actually making me cry. We had the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. Forensics could tell us which gun it was fired from. No proof, no case. End of conversation.
Objection!
Hold it right there. What now? You're about to claim you do have proof. Huh. Of course I do. This ought to be good. Alright, bring it on. Show me this proof of yours. The bullet that killed Mr. Rook is the key to ending our little game. Very well, my conclusive evidence is not in my possession. Not currently in my possession. Alright then, thanks for playing, folks, but it's the game over. However, it is here in this room. What? As we know, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation. After passing through the body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest.
He's right. If the president had returned that vest, things could have been a lot worse.
But now, of course, we know that the so-called assassination attempt was completely fabricated. The vests were prepared in advance, made to look like it had been hit with a bullet. Which begs the question, where's the real bullet? I like it. A twist. This is good stuff, Edgeworth. Come on then, don't keep us in suspense. Does any of evidence point to where the bullet that killed Mr. Rook might have ended up?
Take that!
There's something very clearly missing from this room. Yes, the prosecutor with common sense. Take a look at the bank of security monitors. I like that the picture's still showing the guy held up by Shelly the killer there on the center. Oh, I see you caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. There are screens here showing views from all around this airplane, inside and out. The only external angle not covered is the right side of the aircraft, and that's because of one of the monitors is missing. There was a monitor in space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President?
There was. I have no idea what my pushy is doing there now, though.
It appears to be some vain attempt to hide what's obviously lacking. But where did it go and why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. If we were to believe that the bullet in the vest was the real deal, then anything that hinted to the existence of another bullet had to be removed. So, where did the missing monitor go? Where indeed? I believe that must be hidden somewhere in this plane. After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it inside the aircraft. Detective Gumshoe, conduct a search if you would.
Right away, sir. Mr. President, extraterritoriality, remember? I have no objections to the search. Please go ahead. It will help us discover the truth behind what happened to Rook. I will not stand in your way.
What are you? I don't believe this. Rook this, Rook that. Don't you ever think about anybody else? The search has been authorized, Detective, if you wouldn't mind.
Sir, I found the monitor.
Excellent work. Now go ahead and extract the bullet.
Let's see here. If I put my hand here and just, Come on. Got it.
Well, would you look at that? Blood. This is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. There's no doubt about it. And yeah, there you have it, Mr. Knight. The single piece of evidence you requested, straight through your heart. Even you must now admit, if this bullet didn't come from the spectator area gun, then Miss Lloyd could not have killed Mr. Rook. What, no pithy comeback? Detective, have forensics now analyze the bullet for striations and compare them to the gun we found.
Yes, sir. I'll get the evidence you need. You can count on it.
Alright, let's hear what forensics has to say. Have I seen Madagascar? Yes, I have. Our findings are follows, sir. Firstly, the bullet on the bullet is indeed that of the victim, proving that it was the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. Secondly, we found Mr. Knight's fingerprints in the gun, probably from when I handed all the evidence over to him. And now for the key part, the striations. If they're not a match, then Mr. Lloyd is in the clear. Lastly, the striations of the bullet are a match with this weapon. What? But how could that be? No way! Oh, come on! There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet. How? Ah, my jaw!
Well, isn't that something? Conclusive proof that I was right. What's the matter? You didn't think you had me backed into a corner, did you? Guess you misread the board. Because the only one backed into a corner here is you.
Another testimony! Oh my god! Knight's counter.
There's no denying. Forensics proves that the gun and the bullet are a match. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. So who pulled the trigger? Can't have been me. I was up on stage, which leaves your little friend. The hack killed Rook. She's the murderer, and you just proved it. You're a move, Edgeworth. Just remember two things. One, where we found the gun. And two, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, it can't have been me.
How did it come to this?
Me and the president, we admitted to faking the assassination attempt. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is.
There's no way Tabby did it, is there? Don't let him get to you, Kay. We just need to go over this statement again. There must be something further we can deduce from them. Okay, let's do this, Mr. Edgeworth. This is it. One last shot. Get it? Shot because he has a gun? Kill Mr. Rook's fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. Who pulled the trigger? The markings on the bullets are consistent with those left by the weapon from the trash can. But if Mr. Knight were to have tampered with the gun somehow, he could have only done it once. It handed over the evidence and not a moment before. Is there anything we can do, Mr. Edgeworth? There must be something. Our reasoning thus far has been sound, I'm sure of it, which means we can overcome this defense this time as well. Really? Even when the forensic results on his side? If a testimony is untruthful, there is always a contradiction to be found. Let's listen to what he has to say for himself one more time.
Hold it!
No, that's...
Objection!
What was it you said? The forensics would back you up. How does it feel to have be the chest of your own conclusive proofs, huh? Not so good, I imagine.
The bullet and the gun are a match, Mr. Edgeworth. That kinda has to mean that Tabby pulled the trigger, though. Even so, I simply cannot accept that.
But sir, there's no denying the evidence.
There isn't, so what am I missing? If I assume Miss Lloyd to be innocent, then the gun and the bullet shouldn't be a match. He changed the laser pointer, didn't he? What is it, Kay? I was just thinking, if the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible, then maybe there's something wrong with it? You're asking me to call the evidence into question. Well, there's no way Tabby did this, right? So if the evidence says that she did it, then there probably must be a lie somewhere. You seem very sure about this. Call it my great thief's intuition. Intuition. Huh. Still, she could be right. I simply don't believe Miss Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... How tactical. As someone who believes the evidence is everything in court, the iron is not lost on me, but if I were to call the police evidence to question, it would be the gun. If something untoward is going on here, it would have been involved the weapon, not the bullet. After all, we only just recovered the bullet a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Mr. Knight had an opportunity to handle the gun.
Remove yourself from this blood. I do exactly if I were you, that was.
Ah! This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Indeed, he had ample opportunity. There's no doubt that the gun in this weapon, that it was used in the crime, which means it must belong to...
Take that!
The gun belongs to Mr. Knight. He switched them around. This has to be it. Do I now present the gun here?
Objection!
No. Situation, blah, 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 blah. He shot me. Maybe here?
Objection!
No. Maybe I do it here.
Objection!
Nope. How do you present that he switched the gun?
Hold it!
Mr. Knight?
No, you hold it. You are the one who proved this. Or are you saying that forensics was wrong?
The bullet had the victim's blood on it, which means it must be the one that took his life. And it does seem to have been fired from the gun we found in the trash can.
Don't you just love this? Your face, Edgeworth. What a picture.
Of a man of dire straits, yes, well spotted, you.
Let's just agree that the facts are what they are and move on. The gun fired the fatal bullet. Who pulled the trigger?
Hold it!
Yes, who indeed?
Still can't bring yourself to admit the truth, huh? I get it. I was in your shoes just a few minutes ago. Burned me up in the inside, you know? Made me realize wanted to shoot someone. Sorry. It's no laughing matter, I know. We both know who really did shoot someone, don't we?
I mean, I could examine it, but I don't know if that would do anything.
Hold it!
What proof is there that Miss Lloyd fired that gun?
What proof? How about forensic you order it?
They didn't find prints, though, did they? Yeah, the only prints they found were yours, pal. I'm doing the wrong voice for you.
But what I confiscated the evidence properly. Anyway, say it wasn't Miss Journalist. Who was it? Because it ain't gonna be me. Your investigation put the shooter in the prospected area, didn't he?
Yeah.
Are you ready to admit it yet? All the evidence points in one direction.
Hold it!
That's not what I proved at all.
Oh yeah? So what did you prove? Still trying to make this about how I fired the first shot? Sure, you proved that, I admit it. But so what? You're forgetting that you're here to do one thing and one thing only. You got that right. Don't give me the truth, pal. And you don't think ruining your country's reputation with Zegfar is going to do that? No, your job is to solve an attempt to assassination. Nothing else.
I'll decide what my job is, thank you very much. You don't get to tell me what to do. I'm my own man.
Sure, let the trail go cold while you flip your wig over who gets to say what to who. Or you could finally do the right thing and admit that your little friend is guilty.
Never. You would be the guilty one here. There's no doubt about it. The markings on the bullet are consistent with those left by the weapon in the trash can. There was the gun. Remember when he handed it over. Must be something. I can't remember if I presented it here, but I didn't. Okay. I obviously missed it. Admit it, you switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings in the weapon in question. It was yours all along. Huh. An intriguing move there, Edgeworth. And? You must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence. While I was busy trying to make the case for remaining on the investigation, you took the laser sight from the gun we found in the trash can, and I put it on your own. Then, not long afterwards, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found. I did, huh? You think I'm starting to do something you'd fire, let alone run forensics on that bullet sometime in the future? Is that so strange? You're a chess player after all. A man well used to think you're several moves ahead. So because you play chess, you're a murderer. Just like me. I mean, what? I'm flattered. But much as it pains me to admit it, you're overestimating my abilities. Besides, do you even have any proof that I made the switch? Another testimony? The gun is the same model as mine, weird, sure, but it's just a coincidence. And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look at the cylinder. 2 spent bullets, just what I expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun for mine, huh? None, that's what. You say I overestimated my abilities, or your abilities. You surprise me. What can I say? I'm a modest guy. More modest than you, that's for sure. Everywhere except the chessboard, that is. Well, I don't see a chessboard here, do you? Shame. Still guess that gives you a nice excuse. Don't miss up. I just have the right evidence. I don't think I'll be making the excuses, it's rather. I didn't mess up. They're just lucky with evidence will be your excuse, I imagined. We were expecting 1 bullet, though.
Objection!
Okay, not that one. This guy, blah, 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 blah.
Hold it!
A coincidence, you say? Or was it necessity?
It got me both, pal.
Sure it can. We bodyguards need to protect the president. And the girl needed to use a gun. She probably doesn't even know a whole lot about him. It's not so far-fetched for her to pick something she's heard of that we also happen to use. Okay, but why a revolver? Why is it your go-to gun? It's probably to do something to do with the ease of its use. No spent cases to chase down, for example. Exactly. Perfect tool for a job where we can't afford to fail, or don't know what we're doing. Still, coincident, necessity, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference either way.
Hold it!
Because you swapped it on there.
Put up or shut up, Edgeworth. Where's your evidence?
Well, that is...
Don't go making accusations you can't back up. Or did your daddy never teach you that? As it stands, the facts are in my favor here.
Hold it!
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets are in its cylinder?
This old girl, eh? Well, now.
We literally saw him reload earlier, so he has none.
I let loose a few rounds earlier, as you saw.
He reloads his gun every time he fires.
But even if we were to tell you how many there were at the time, you'd have no way of verifying that.
Of course, in order to swap the guns properly, he'd have to have maintained the right number of bullets per gun. He didn't have the chance to put on any gloves, though, which means...
Alright, I think it's about time you did the right thing and resigned, don't you? Game's all but done, see?
Objection!
Yeah, so he would have his fingerprints on the bullets. I have your proof. Right here.
That's your proof. I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth.
Not the gun itself, the evidence it carries. The evidence that it will prove, once and for all, that it does in fact belong to you.
I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead, make your move. What's about to come into play? The rook? The bishop? Not a pawn, surely.
The evidence the gun will provide will take the form of fingerprints. Fingerprints, namely yours, Mr. Knight.
Objection!
My prints? Ha! Of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it right to me when you gave it the evidence. How could it not be there?
Objection!
What if I told you there were prints on part of a gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point?
What? Where? You can't prove that.
Oh, but I can. There is a place where your fingerprints could never have been left if things happened as you say. Allow me to present the piece of evidence that will bring your game to this rightful conclusion. Here, look closely at the cylinder, detective. 2 bullets fired.
Oh, the prints that we're looking for, sir.
You did indeed switch the guns when I handed you the evidence. But if that were really all you had done, your deception would have been easily detected, because the number of bullets fired by each gun was different.
There were 2 spent bullets in the gun we found.
Yeah, but what about Mr. Knight's gun? We know that he fired 2 bullets from the stage into the balloon. And he fired another bullet in Mr. Rook, ending his life. So 3 bullets in total, plus the few odd ones he let loose to shock during his little game. And after each shot he reloaded his gun out of habit. But with his bare hands, of course. Officer, where exactly were Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? And the ones you mentioned in your report?
So they were found on the exterior weapon, but also on the bullets themselves, sir.
I am not sure you could have gotten there just from handing for you the evidence, Mr. Knight.
That's...
And there we have it. Proof that you did indeed switch the guns. And this gun, the one which fired the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin.
I didn't.
Checkmate.
No! I can't go any longer, it will hurt my throat. He's getting hit with all the evidence from the previous games. Which is weird, because he wasn't involved in those. I was going to be the new chief of security. That blasted Rook, if he hadn't been for him, I would have been in charge by now. I would have been in control of the whole team. My plan was perfect. The fake assassination was supposed to be flawless.
Detective Gumshoe.
Right away, sir. Curse you, Edgeworth. Our game isn't over yet.
I'm afraid this is as far as we go for today. He still has a gun. The next move we play will be in the courtroom.
But it's not fair. It's not fair.
Oh, he's back to normal.
5:12 p.m.
Mr. Edgeworth, I owe you a great debt of gratitude. You exposed a murderer within the ranks of my own personal bodyguard. I will not soon forget that.
He's suddenly very presidential again now that we're back outside the plane.
I saw it, you know, when I first proposed the fake assassination to him. You want me to handle it, not Rook?
Rook refused, but I can rely on you, can't I?
Of course, sir, you can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail, and he'll play his part like the pawn he is. The hatred in his eyes he was plain to see. He despised poor Rook. I was not entirely comfortable about moving forward with Knights in charge of our little deception. And looking back, I think he sensed my discomfort. I cannot help thinking I played a part in his decision to end Rook's life.
Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted to fake your attempt on your own life. That was your crime, and it is a crime you will have to live with.
You are right. I can only apologize for my part I played. I will no doubt be made of pay for my actions in one way or another. But I thank you nonetheless. Bang bang, you suddenly get shot. You solved the riddle of Rook's demise, and for that I shall be eternally grateful. I will be here in your country for a little while longer yet. But when I have returned home, perhaps you will visit us in Sengfa. You will always be welcome.
Oh, thank you. Y'all don't know how grateful I am. All's well that ends well.
Miss Lloyd, your accusation of murder made against you was of course entirely groundless. But the fact remains that you are willing to participate in a staged assassination attempt. The police will no doubt wish to speak to you about the matter, and probably go to jail for at least a year. You should be aware they may all be punished for your actions.
I know, and I'm awful sorry about everything, truly I am.
I understand your desire for a scoop, but there are limits.
There sure are. I've got me some serious thinking to do. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth, that was something else. The local prosecutor solves assassination conundrum, earns eternal gratitude of president. Now that's a headline. Hey, there's my department. Mr. Prosecutor, how does it feel to solve such an important case? Must be over the moon.
She certainly doesn't stay down for long. No comment.
Dang, you're one tight-lipped son of a gun.
As well as I should be. This case is not over yet.
It isn't? How come, sir?
Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be completely over.
Take that!
The killer's calling card. Mr. the Killer has yet to complete his assignment.
You mean you might be trying to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet.
Is Shelly the Killer going to be involved in this entire game? That would be awesome. I want more about him. He showed up for one case and he was awesome in it.
As one would expect with the attempted assassination of our president, the case was all over the news, and my preparations for the night's trial was constantly interrupted by requests from the press. There wasn't a person in the land who didn't know about the case. Everybody was talking about it. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was only the first move in a game far bigger than any of us could have imagined. End.
Yay! Ah. Can't believe I had to go overtime for this. The Captive Turnabout. We have gone for 2 hours and 44 minutes. I would usually go for like the next chapter, but we should probably stop there because it's late. What a weird picture. She got like some sort of book on her face. But yeah, we'll stop there. New items unlocked. Yay. Ah, look. The picture. But yes, we shall catch this up on Thursday. I would usually do a prelude of the next case, but I want to save that, and my voice is starting to like hurt, so I'm going to stop. Yeah, doing that voice for the president was a bit much. I admit that now. I'm still kind of dizzy. So, yeah, we shall pick this up on Thursday. Tomorrow, I'll be back with more Hades, so be sure to tune in for that. We managed to get to the 4th area, so we might have to get back there again. But as for today, thank you all for joining, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. If you have not already, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, bell notifications to get notified when I next stream. If you like what I do and help support me, thanks to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, you get narrowed to the patron list here. I'll give a shout out every stream, like I do with Hiro Kuni, the Soulmaster37, and Raffaton 2000. I think with the key support, I greatly appreciate you all. And we throw our voice out by trying to do a bunch of voices and going too gravelly for one, and then becoming stronger because of it and becoming a better voice. Hopefully. But that's it for the day. Hope you all have the rest of the day. I'll see you all tomorrow or Thursday. And until then, And until then, you'll take care of us this day, and I'll see you all then. Bye, everyone. Bye, Raffatron, for being here. Bye, Matt the Shirt, if you're still back. And bye, Swordmaster, if you're still here. Till next time. Bye.